People of the USA, listen up. If you are living in America, you are already very lucky. You live in a country full of chances. You can work hard and become anything. Many people in the world only can dream. But you have the chances, the freedom, the power, the voice. It is in your hands. So don't waste it. Work hard, dream big, because the people of America can change the world. People of the
Psalms 2, verse 1, and it reads, "Why do the heathen rage and the people imagine a vain thing?" All praises, all power, all glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rakah Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who teach well and rule well, who taught me this truth. Peace and salutations to the Akyam, the fellow laborers, the hopeful elect, pushing this truth at risk of their own lives throughout the four corners of the earth. To the Aqua, the listening and learning, sincerity and truth and in silence, Shalom. This is your brother Shema from the GMS Toronto camp here in Toronto. Here's another lesson, right? And we saw that little clip there, right? These politicians, they're the lapdogs and the puppets of the elites, right? And these elites have an agenda, right? But the people, the civilians of America the Great, right? They're in a low spirit because things are continuing to get worse. It says here on End Time Headlines, the Trump is finding it more difficult to persuade people that good times are coming, right? And you heard that message, his TikTok message. It looked like AI to me, right? But it's still a message coming out that if you dream and you work hard, things will get better, right? That if you live in Babylon the Great, America the Great, you are the luckiest people, right? But we know America the Great, Babylon the Great is a great sacrifice altar, right? Right, because the Lord has a great sacrifice in Basra. Basra, right, in the ancient world, Basra was a chief city, a hub city of the Edomites, right? What is the chief city, the hub city today of the Edomites? America, right? And right now she's on fire sale, right? Her creditors, her holders, who are the Amalekites, are Chapter 11 bankrupting America the Great, Babylon the Great. It's not going to get better. Isaiah 34 points in 6. I'm going to read from Isaiah 34 and 2. For the indignation of the Lord Yahweh, right? Indignation means righteous anger, right? The Lord, all caps, Yahweh, the Father, right, is upon all nations. So his righteous anger is upon all these nations, right? And his fury upon all their armies, right? Their militaries. He hath utterly destroyed them. He hath delivered them to the slaughter, right? So what we're reading right here is the end credits, the final credits, right? What we're reading is the end, right? Verse 3. Their slain also shall be cast out, and their stink shall come up out of their carcasses, right? Death, dead bodies, dead military personnel, just slain and dead, decomposing. It says here, their stink shall come up out of their carcasses, and the mountains, right? Mountains being governments, shall be melted with their blood. And all the hosts of heaven shall be dissolved, and the heavens shall be rolled together as a scroll, right? The scroll, the rolling together as a scroll, the mushroom cloud. And what causes a mushroom cloud? Thermonuclear intercontinental ballistic missiles, right? And all their hosts shall fall down as the leaf faileth, Salakia, as the leaf falleth off from the vine, and as a falling fig from the fig tree. For my sword shall be bathed in heaven, right? The missiles, right? Bathed in heaven, the skies. Okay, the missiles are going to be arcing across the skies from the east to the west, right? The missiles are the sword of the Lord. The Spirit of the Lord is on these missiles that are coming for America, right? The scriptures say the Lord mustereth the battle, right? That's in Isaiah 13. Let me see if I can get it real quick. Isaiah 13. Isaiah 13 and 4. And it reads, the noise of a multitude in the mountains, like as of a great people, a tumultuous noise of the king, Salakia, a tumultuous noise of the kingdoms of nations gathereth together, right? All nations, right, are going to gather together against America the Great, Babylon the Great, right? And what we're seeing is political grandstanding, right? A lot of he say, she say with these leaders. It's all what's the word I'm looking for? It's all theater, right? And ultimately the noise being the missiles, right? The Lord Yahweh, here's the point. The Lord, Slakia, a tumultuous noise of the kingdoms of nations gathered together. The Lord Yahweh of hosts mustereth the host of the battle, right? So the Spirit of the Lord is on these armies, man. Hosts being armies. Mustereth, right? The Spirit of the Lord is going to be working on the minds of these militaries, the military leaders, the kings of these other nations, to rise them up against Babylon the Great, America the Great. Right? It's not going to get better. We heard the soundbite from Nero 47. Right? It's not going to get better. Right? That's vain hope. We open with the scripture, why did the heathen rage? And imagine a vain thing, roughly paraphrasing. They think they're gonna these Edomite politicians think they're gonna turn it around, right? They think they're gonna fill their belly, see-hip the whole world. The Lord is going to cast a wrench into their plans. Scripture say he disappointed the devices of the crafty, roughly paraphrasing. Scriptures also say he shall fall headlong. Let me see if I can find that. Salakia. Just came to mind. Job 5 and 12. He disappointed the devices of the crafty. Right? So yeah, they're in a trick bag, man. Right? The devices. Their NWO, the MOTB, the C-HIP. It's all going to be disappointed. It's all going to come to naught. It's not going to happen. Right? Scripture says when he's about to fill his belly, the Most High Yahweh Bashim Yashai shall rain it upon him while he's eating, right? So that their hands cannot perform their enterprise, right? Their evil counsel, their evil plans. Verse 13, he taketh the wise in their own craftiness, right? And this wicked, diabolical madman has left-hand knowledge, right? His AI, his sword, right? And he uses subtlety and shrewdness to deceive, right? To get what he wants. And the counsel of the forward is carried headlong, right? Ultimately, the destruction for these destruction for these the scepter of these rulers, man. Back in Isaiah 34, we were at verse 5. Verse 5, Isaiah 34 and 5. For my sword shall be bathed in heaven. Behold, it shall come down upon Idumea, right? These missiles shall come down upon Idumea. Idumea is the Greek word for Edom, right? America the Great, Babylon the Great, spiritual Babylon, spiritual Egypt. And upon the people of my curse, right, the Edomites, right, to judgment, they're going to be judged. Here's the scripture that we wanted, verse 6. The sword of the Lord Yahweh is filled with blood. It is made, Salakia. Isaiah 34:6. The sword of the Lord is filled with blood. It is made fat with the fatness and with the blood of lambs and goats, right? These beasts, these other nations, 2/3 of our people who are in a beast mindset, right? They're going to be sacrificed on the altar being America, America the Great. And with the blood of lambs and goats, with the fat of the kidneys of rams, for the Lord Yahweh hath a sacrifice in Basra, right? The sacrifice in Basra, the chief city, the hub city of the Edomites, America the Great. And a great slaughter in the land of Idumea, right? A great slaughter. So it's not going to get better, man. It's going to continue to get worse, right? That's why this Nero 47 is finding it difficult to persuade people that good times are coming. Good times aren't coming. That's an illusion. That's false, right? It's going to continue to get worse. Scripture say these be the beginning of sorrows, right? That's what we're witnessing. Scripture say many great miseries shall come upon them that in the latter time shall walk with great pride. Roughly paraphrasing, right? Many great miseries coming in America. You're going to continue to see more joblessness, more homelessness. The economy is going to continue to tank, right? It's not going to get easier. It's going to get harder, right? And unless you are of the elect, right, the times that are coming are going to sift you, man. Psalms 2:1. Why do the heathen rage, right? The heathen, these other nations. And the people imagine a vain thing, right? Imagine a vain thing, an empty thing. This speech, that this little soundbite we had of Nero 47, which looked like AI, right? That the people are going, it's going to get better. You're in the land of opportunity, right? That's imagining a vain thing, right? It's not going to get better, right? So with that, call Allah Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai Bahashem Rakah Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who teach one rule well. Shalom to the elect.